Namaste everyone. This is part of our Niti for New Age series, and in this series, now we are discussing Niti Sara of Garuda Mahapurana, and in that we are now at 112th chapter of Garuda Mahapurana, which is the fifth in the line of the Niti series we are doing, Niti Sara series. So previously we have discussed some Ra- Rajaniti and how a king should be and all, and how they should uh, they should be with their own with their bhrutyas, which is subordinates and other servants. Today we will see about different types of bhrutyas and what are the qualities of these bhrutyas, and we also see how those things can are also relevant in the modern corporate world, because kingdom is not just a kingdom like how we have having an army and all. Even an organization is like a small mini kingdom where there are leaders, there is a treasury, there is revenue generation, there are people who work at different levels. There are guards protecting, there are cyber security teams protecting the organization's assets. So it all is relevant, and it makes sense to apply it here also. We'll see how it goes. So the first verse, it goes like this: Bhrutya bahuvidha gneya उत्तमाधम मध्यमः नियोक्तव्या यथार्हेषु त्रिविधेष्वेव कर्मसु. So it's talking about bhritya, servants or employees are known to be of many kinds. The best uttama, and the worst adhama, and the mediocre madhyama. Worst in the sense ki, like lowest adhama, lowest, it's not like they are not fit or something, not in a negative sense. People who are capable of certain level of skill and work only, so that comes in adhama. And they should be appointed to the three kinds of tasks according to their respective capabilities. We will see what these tasks and all. It's like Uttama will be there in the Uttama highest task, and Madhyama will be mediocre, and Adhama. So this identifies different capacities and diversity of human capacities, and based on that, a king should function. So everyone, whatever level people may be, everyone has something to offer to the world or to the cause, whatever we are working on. It's the leader's quality is to identify what is it that this person can contribute to, and then put them to that particular task. So if you look at the relevance, it's about management and delegation. Delegation to the right person. So the leader should first understand nature and capabilities of their team members, and then categorize them into three broad categories like Uttama, Madhyama, and Adhama, excellent and proactive, mediocre and average, people who will just do enough, kind of, and below average and needs improvement. There will be all kinds of people. So these people are not to be laid off. They should be worked on. They should be, even they should also, can be put into some kind of task. Everyone, if you give a mediocre or low level task to an uttama person, they won't do it with that, what we say, with that interest. They might feel ki, oh, this task is nothing, and why is it being given. They will feel low. They'll feel like uh, they'll feel as if their ego gets hurt. But if you give that task to the adhama person, they'll feel ki, oh, this I can do. They'll do it with confidence. If you do a difficult task to adhama or mediocre person, they'll find it difficult, and they'll feel like, oh, why is this task being given to me. So it's there, like, for every category there is a particular task, and only they can do it. Even the adhama task cannot be done by the uttama person, and uttama's task cannot be done by the adhama's person, adhama category. So it's not about labeling people permanently. Yeah, it's also about not about labeling permanently. People can grow. It's always the higher. People should grow up and up. Like an intern, then they'll become a permanent employee, then they'll become a manager or some team lead, then they'll become even some head of organization also. So that way the growth should happen, and it will happen eventually. So it's about assigning task karmasu that are appropriate yatharheshu yatha arheshu. So based on the arhata, karma should be delegated. So these are more details on this. Uttama, the high performer, proactive, self-starting, someone who takes initiation. They thrive on challenges and autonomy. Some people need guidance. Some people want to do it by themselves. So you should be able to identify who is that, and then give tasks and guide them accordingly. That's the that's what leadership means, to be able to identify who is for what. So you can assign them complex strategic projects that require innovation, leadership, and minimal supervision. So they can become a future leader. Madhyama, someone a steady contributor. So this group forms the backbone of the organization, because these people, they they are not neither uttama, someone who don't want supervision, or adhama, or someone who wants supervision. These are people who needs just enough, and they'll do just enough kind of people, and they are reliable and perform well on defined tasks, but may lack the initiative. They might not take the initiative, and that's absolutely fine. There are, like I said, there are different kinds of people. So what need to be done? They should get clear instructions, and there should be structured work and opportunities for skill development to help them grow. So they can also go into uttama, or they can become great being a madhyama also. That is absolutely fine. Uh, they can become best at their own work in whatever they are doing, and yeah, that's also possible. So they should be given opportunities for skill development. Like, it need not be like you don't need to push them to become a leader or something. You can just improve in whatever they are doing. And the adhama, or the underperformer, so they might be struggling due to skill gap or low motivation or being in a wrong role. All this is possible. This is something that you can have a direct control over, and this is something, again, the task of the leader to check for. So for them, assign straightforward, well defined, and supervised tasks. So the focus here should be on training mostly. Yeah, this is about here we should. The focus is on training so that they become better at whatever they are supposed to do. Mentoring and identifying the root cause. So once this cause also, like identification, is also very important. They might not be able to express it by themselves. It is the responsibility of the leader or the supervisor to identify and then guide, not blame or something. Every person, there is a potential in every person, and they can be transformed into anything. Like, not anything in the sense anything, they can be transformed, and everyone can become better. Sometimes some micromanagement might be necessary, and that's absolutely fine. But keep it temporary, keep it minimal. It's like how you push yourself when lifting weights in the gym. At that last rep. So it's like that. Some micromanagement you can do for yourself, and some you need to, like, push them to do that, give that effort. So with a clear goal of helping them to improve. Yeah. So for Uttama, mostly strategy oriented, and Madhyama process oriented, and Adhama task oriented. This is the classification, and accordingly, one can, you can give the tasks. A test, you can try this scenario. You're managing a critical project with a tight deadline. A new complex feature needs to be developed that requires creative problem solving. You have three team members available. Uttama you have, Madhyama you have, Adhama you have. So you can try this by yourself and see if you can get it right. You can analyze yourself as a leader. Do I take the time to accurately assess my team's strengths and weaknesses before delegating? It's very important. Just these are all for your own analysis and see how you as a leader can improve yourself. Do I delegate complex tasks to unprepared team members, hoping for best? This is like giving Uttama tasks to Adhama and all, then get frustrated with the outcome. How can I create a plan to help my Madhyama team? See how you can create a plan to push Madhyama team to Uttama roles, because that is important, right? Uttama people will again they'll also move into even better positions. So as we get more spaces, as the organization that itself grows, we'll need more and more people in all the categories. So it's important to train on whoever you have already trained and you already have. So always focus on this. This is something very important and it should be delegated to HRs. HR should be taking care of this. What is my current strategy for team members who are underperforming? See, this is also important. And is it focused on support and growth or just containment? Look for that also. And if you are an employee, you can see which category do I currently see myself in. And if you see yourself in whatever level, that's okay. And because you are already aware of your own position, try to take, even you can ask your own leaders, managers, team leads to give these kind of tasks, saying this is what I'm capable of and this is what I'm good at. So yeah, that you can do. That way you will be satisfied and they will also be satisfied. And you can take steps to move towards Uttama for sure. That is always there. You always strive to become the Uttama in whatever field you are in. As a leader, you can use this planner. It's something you can try. You can see, like, for a particular task, who is there, who is your Uttama, who is your Madhyama, and who is your Adhama. See, there are tasks that are, you know, that are unique for all these people. Only they can do kind of tasks. So identify them and delegate them properly. That's very important, and everyone will give you result. Together, you will get the proper result. So you can write down your own overall action plan and reflection, and you can download it. And you can download and save it in your own drive or something. You can always come back. It's not like a one time thing. You can always fill it every time you're starting a project, or you can use this guide to create your own sheet and manage. Yeah. But I would suggest initially try to, yeah, you anyway need a tracker. It's necessary. Okay. But if you can do it in your own mind, then it's great. It's absolutely genius. But if you cannot do it in your own mind without any paper, it's fine. You can use some supporting tools as well. And it's necessary for, even if you can do in your own mind, it's necessary to be transparent and to help others understand what you are thinking. So yeah, do it. The next one. So these are all will be about different roles and it's all about subordinates, employees, workers, servants. So yeah. The next one. Bhrutye parikshanam vakshye yasya yasya hi ye gunaha tamimam sampravakshyami yadyada kathitani cha. So now, yeah, in the coming verses, the Suta. So this is all being said by Sutaji, Suta. So he is saying now I'll describe. So we'll get those tests. But for now, what it means is there should be a proper examination before you select someone. That is there already. Sometimes people can bypass that, but try not to have such loopholes. And why is that pariksha is needed? Examination to understand the gunas, specific qualities that each one possesses. So it builds upon the previous one, pariksha and guna. So you can see beyond the resume. Resume is fine. Beyond the resume, okay, we'll get to the tests. You can use probation periods, assignments. You can stretch, kind of, give something that they can do, and there should be some bridge. With that bridge, try to give something that they cannot do. That way you can transition them into something greater. And this competency mapping, this is something that people HRs can do, and even as a leader you should be aware of it. So it is like this assessment. So there will be a larger team based on assessment and examination and identified qualities. One should be filtered out. So this is coming from Garuda Mahapurana people, and this is written by Veda Vyasa. So that such a level of planning and clarity of thought was there. That's what I want to say. This is some a scenario which you can try and try to answer this. Okay, question. Yeah, this website, this page you will get when if you buy this course. Okay, I tried something. Okay, now self-analysis. Everything you can analyze yourself. What methods beyond annual reviews do I use to test or understand the true qualities of my team members? Do my assumptions about an employee ever prevent me from seeing their hidden talents? Yeah, always have a check on your assumptions, biases, all that. Your own biases and discriminate, and that should not be a hindrance to for you to express themselves. How can I design low risk stretch assessment assignments? Yeah, stretch assignments. You can try this. How to do this? How to have a task? It's like this. You have a simple task, and there is an extended task to that same thing built in that, like how you go from easy, medium, hard, kind of. You start with easy task, then go to medium, then go to hard, like that. When promoting someone, is my decision based more on past performance in a different role or on an actual examination of their potential for the new role? Yeah, this is again a tricky one. You should be checking past performance also, but you should also check for the potential. It's about when going for a new role, it's not about whether they can do it exactly or not. It's about whether they have the potential. If there is potential, so in Sankhya, they say ki, this is how it goes. There is an object, let's say, and it has some potential. It is called the potential is called as Shakti Karaka, and Shakti Karaka is the potential present in it, like how an entire tree is present in a seed. And for that to become a tree, you need Nimitta Karaka. Nimitta Karakas are many. And again, you need to identify what is it that can help. Like how for a tree, we give water, sunlight, and some nutrition, like some fertilizer or something. Similarly, for the same person, you should first identify whether it is a good seed or not, whether it can grow into a tree. That is the potential you identify. And then using Nimitta Karakas, various things that come in different times for the person to grow. Using those nimitta karakas, you can rise them to their full potential, whatever you have visualized or had the vision for. What is one undiscovered quality I believe I have? This is for personal analysis. And how could I create an opportunity? See, this opportunity creation, this is Nimitta Karaka, to demonstrate it to my leader. So you can try it for yourself. You can use this planner as a leader. You can use this planner to assess your own. So who is that you need to assess? What are the qualities you want to understand? What is the test that you have designed? And what is the desired outcome for you? You can try this and you can download again, or you can use this same measures to create your own sheet. Yeah, the next one, four-fold test. So what is the test? Previously we have seen ki we need to do some test, right? There is a four-fold test, like how we test the gold. Similarly, यथा चतुर्भिः कनकं परीक्ष्यते निघर्षणच्छेदनातापताडनै. Okay, there are four things: निघर्षण, छेदन, ताप, ताडनै. तथा चतुर्भिर्भृतकं परीक्षयेद् व्रतनशीलेन कुलेन कर्मणा. Like this, like how we have four tests for gold, we have four tests for a person also. What are they? Vratana, Shilana, Shilena, Shila, Vrata, Kula, and Karma. So let's see the translation. Just as gold is tested by four methods. What are those four methods? Rubbing, cutting, heating, and hammering. So too should an employee be examined by four qualities: their discipline or vows, Vratena. Their Vrata is basically something, it shows ki Vrata is something, an alignment with Rita. Rita is like natural cosmic order, which is basically natural order, like doing things as per the nature. For example, if it is morning, being in activity; if it is night, being asleep; if it is summer, eating cold foods, eating cold foods, or if it is winter, eating hot foods, like that. That kind of a discipline based on natural cycles that are going outside of the world. That disciplined action is vrata. So here, in the case of work, even here also, it's better to check if the person is having a proper lifestyle or not. That really helps. That's what controls the mind. And in their own activities, you can check for their discipline and their character, Sheila, their background, Kula. Background, it's better if it is a king. It's better, and it's must for the king to know their family background also. Even in today's time, if someone is working under a prime minister, I'm sure the prime minister will know their family and all. That's important. That family background also should be known, and their work, because family influences a lot. It's We keep talking about this childhood, right? Childhood shapes a person, an adult person. So it's important to know about the family. Again, that need not be the sole deciding factor. People grow, outgrow their own whatever is there. Uh, so background and their work, karmanal. So yeah, four things. Ratena, alignment with dharma and rita. That's what I was telling about, aligning with seasons and time basically, and the nature. So this is like a rubbing test for consistency. Vrata is being consistent, right? If you know vrata, how vratas happen. If someone takes a vrata, they'll every day they'll wake up, they do bath with, like Kartika Masa vrata. If they take they bath with cold water and light the diyas, every day they do it. It's a repetitive process. It's a consistent process. So consistency is needs to be checked here. It transcends mere discipline. It's an inquiry into their alignment with Rata. Like I said, Rata, the cosmic and natural order. If this is in alignment, you can expect a natural possibility of discipline because there is already discipline. This discipline is unobserved and it's not a performance, it's for their own self. And dharma. If someone is practicing dharma, is like they're sustaining themselves, and someone who can sustain themselves, they act in a sustaining manner towards the organization as well. So dharma can also be checked for. In a corporate sense, are they in sync with the natural cycles of the business and team's workflow? In a more tangible sense, you can, this is what it means to be pratena. Is their commitment principled? These principles, they should come from the organization itself. So for a leader, it's important to frame these as well. Do they uphold their professional vows and adhere to the company's ethical mission? Sheila is character and integrity and behavior. So this is the heating test. So when you heat, when you're under pressure, you know the true nature of a person comes in. So this also should be done. So with tight deadlines, maybe so pressure under pressure, how a person performs, that also needs to be checked. So it refers to the core character. When people are under pressure, their core nature will come out. So you can check for that. How they, yeah, this also comes into that. How they treat their colleagues, their temperament when challenged, and a due diligence check for any history of this also can be done. History of misconduct or harassment cases. There's something called as uh, prevention of sexual harassment, POSH, that also can be checked for if there are any cases previously. A strong Shilena indicates a person who is psychologically safe and is Kulena, background and ingrained values. So this is the cutting test, even revealing more, revealing by force kind of. Previously, under pressure, how a person comes out. Here we are testing directly. So for a king, it means a family background. So because family has a lot of influence on the character of a person. Um, and in the modern context, it's a holistic look at their entire background. It's basically what school they went to, how is their family life, and how did they grow up, all that. Depending on the task you are going to assign them, what level of interaction you're going to have with them, depending on the loyalty you're expecting from the person, you can do this test. But it's better to have, if you're anyway going to have a bhritya as an employee, it's better to have, a very deeper connection, especially if it is for some important task, like if you're hiring someone for a leadership role or someone for a long term. If it is for a long term, then it's better to check this. Even for a short term, it's better. It also helps you understand whether their life itself aligns with the company's culture. There is a culture for every company. Every company has a character of its own. So it's different. Some can be bold, extrovert kind, some can be stable, introvert kind, or can be mix. Like how people have character, companies have character, and there's a culture in the company. There is one certain values that company holds high, like quality, or for some it could be integrity, for some it could be honesty. So all these things you can see. Karmana, work and performance, this is for sure. So in the modern context, mainly, I don't know. I think people generally look for work on performance. That's a must test, but other things can help you keep the person or have a long-term employee and long-term connection and long-term growth for the company. Okay. So it's a four-fold test. You can try this scenario to understand your own learning. As a leader, you can use this journal to understand your own team members. This is for HRs basically. If you're hiring someone, You can check for this. Like this is a very a great way of testing for people. So most of the times we find this problem. The problem is you talk to people, you kind of give them offer also, and in the last moment they'll dump you, or even after joining, after 2 3 months of training, they'll dump you. So all this happens, and there's no control. Like I mean, unless you are writing a contract or something, there's no control over it. But to have a loyal and a very dedicated employee, you need to make this test, and this can help. Brata, Shila, Kula, Karma, all this you can check for. Okay, the next one, Kula, Shila, Gunopetaha, Satya, Dharma, Parayanaha. रूपवान् सुप्रसन्नश्च कोषाध्यक्षो विधीयते. Koshadhyaksha is someone who handles finances. So how they should be? Someone who handles finances, someone who you know what, who gives salaries, can not gives, but who does the transactions, takes care of the salaries, or even the money part. Like for example, if people have to go for a team dinner or some team trip or an outing, there is a person who takes care of the bills, right? So that person, how that person should be? So that person should be endowed with good background, that's for sure. Kula Shila, Kula background, family background, and also person's life background. Character, check for character. We have seen how to do that previously. Under pressure, how a person performs and how they treat their other people. And virtues, dharma, basically, virtue, guna, virtues, guna, yeah. And whether the person is devoted to truth, it's very important. Satya, truth is just this. It's not like bluntly honest. Whatever you say, it should be soft and sweet, and it should also be aligned with some kind of truth. And it's about this: whatever you say, you do it. That integrity as a person, that's what it means to be truthful. And dharma is one kind of righteousness. Righteousness does not really encompass, but righteousness is also a thing. It's about being sustainable, no, sustainable to the self and to the organization. So that's what dharma means. Has a good appearance. Why is it important? A good appearance, you can think about it. uh, so good appearance, it's about this: you want to go and ask money from someone, and if they don't look good, I mean, looks do matter. If someone looks pleasant, calm, and even beautiful maybe, or handsome, they are more approachable, again, it depends on how they speak also. That is there. Pleasant disposition is also important, and also good appearance is important. That's when people be very free to reach out and get their needs fulfilled. Yeah. So in the corporate context, it's the same. Koshadhyaksha will be the treasurer or head of treasurer. It's someone who handles finances. So there should be a background check should be there. Satya Dharma Parayana. If this is something non-negotiable, it is very important because we are dealing with money, and it could be whether it's 5 rupees or 5 lakhs or 5 crores or 500 crores, whatever the amount may be. If a person can handle 5 rupees properly, like if they spend 5 rupees and if they can explain how they have spent that 5 rupees, they can, that shows the integrity of the person and truth of that person. So that level of that level of what we say, Mike, at that level also, that person should be able to answer this question how that money is being spent. So that's where this devotion towards satya and dharma is important, because they are the ultimate guardian of the company's financial integrity. Because that's where a lot of things happen, right? People get into troubles, get into jail also sometimes. Finances, if people cannot handle finances properly, that's it, that's the end. I mean, if the end can come anytime, it will come for sure. Also, it is said, I'll just, because we are here, it's part of, so this thing, that's the thing called asteya. Asteya is non-stealiness, kind of. You don't covet for others' wealth. It is said that there are many kinds of patakas. Patakas, something that will pull you down as a person. Uh, but the pataka related to finances, money, is said to be something that you cannot get rid of. Kind of, there is no prayaschitta for it. There is only punishment for it. So, so be careful with the money. Rupavan, good appearance and professional demeanor is very important. It's not just about physical beauty; it's about professional presentation. How one present. It's about hospitality. You see, some people, the hospitality they show, it's so pleasant, and we. It's about when it's because it's about money. People should not feel as if they are being judged or being seen in a low manner or something like that. The hospitality should be taken care of, and you must, if not, you can train people on that. And physical appearance, people can work on their own physical appearance, it's good. So they should be able to represent the company's financial health to the board, investors, and auditors with clarity, confidence, and credibility. Suprasanna, Suprasanna, Aprasanna, pleasant appearance, face again. So these roles are very high pressure roles. Of course, finances, ultimately, we're all working for finances, revenue, and that money should be handled very nicely and very calmly. So that pleasant disposition is important. People should be able to work under high pressure. A good treasurer remains calm and composed under stress, approachable to their team, and can communicate difficult financial news. Yeah, this also can happen, right? Sometimes company can go into losses or some trouble might come, but even then the financier should be able to communicate that with without causing any panic. So that's what builds trust and confidence. They are like one kind of face. They are kind like the face of the finances of the company. So you can test your own understanding here using this task. You can use this journal to assess your own financial custodian, who you have appointed for this task and how they are doing. Or if you're looking to hire someone for this role, you can use this. You can look for Kula, Shila, Guna, Ethical Core, Satya Dharma, Rupavan, and Suprasanna. Make sure not to ignore this also. Okay, the next one. मूल्यरूपपरीक्षा कृद्भवेदरत्नपरीक्षकः बलाबलपरीज्ञाता सेनाध्यक्षो विधीयते. Yeah, now about Senadhyaksha, someone who commands the army Sainyam. So how they should be? One who is an expert in assessing value and form. Form in the sense physical form, because strength is very important. By looking at the form, you should be able to, this person should be able to assess their strength and their value, how much, how strongly they can fight, what's the level of valor they, I mean, stamina they can have, all that. So a connoisseur in examining gems, Ratna Pariksha. like how you test the gems. Similarly, they should be able to test the people to identify the best of the best of the senior soldiers has a thorough knowledge of strengths and weaknesses, both about people and also about the army and all. But in this case, about strengths and weaknesses of a person is fit to be appointed as the commander of the army. So that such a person is fit to be appointed as a commander of an army. So in the royal context, they should be able to look. So these are all for physical traits, basically. They should be able to identify people's strengths and weaknesses and their capacities. They should be able to test also. We have tests, right? 5 kilometer run or long jump, high jump, all kinds of tests. These are all for the physical fitness because it's important in 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 armies basically. But the one who commands the armies, they should be wise. They should have all this knowledge. They should be intelligent. In a modern context, it's a chief operating officer or head of strategy. So they should be able to evaluate value and form. They should be able to check for mulya, intrinsic value, or return on investment of a project and its rupa, the form or structure it will take. So this is both for project and person also. So this involves asset allocation, risk assessment, and financial forecasting. Ratna Parikshakaha, they should be able to identify gems of a team within organization. They should be able to identify who is that gem who can perform a particular task. It's about identifying potential. If you can identify the potential, you can nurture it. You can find ways to nurture it to bring it to their full capacity. And also, they should be able to know how to place them in different roles, like previously said, Uttama, Madhyama, Adhama category kind. So they should be placed in a place where they can shine and give maximum impact. Bala abala parigganata, more of strengths and weaknesses. So this is the essence of strategy, right? Yeah, it's about this. The person should be able to identify strengths and weakness of their own teams and other teams. I mean, in the case of armies, but here their own teams based on the objectives, and also should be able to identify competitors and market. The competitors also are working, right? It's not always a hand to hand fight. It's the fight is real and it's mostly uh, it's mostly strategical. It's not direct fight. So yeah, you can use this scenario to understand your own understanding of this verse, and you can use this to your own strategy. So what is it that you are trying to assess? What is the value and form of it? What is the key talent? Who can perform or do this thing? Identify the key talents in your own organization. Call them Ratna, gems, and strengths and weaknesses, and overall strategic plan. You can use this to try your own write down and list down. You can download it, save it for yourself. Okay, I think we'll stop till here. Niti 5 will have more. In the next session, we will discuss the rest of the verses. It's a very relevant and very important topic, especially for leadership. It's for the leaders basically because leaders are like kings. Okay, great. Thank you so much.